This is the B3RN
and B3RN HD1 Los Angeles,
the B3 Radio Network.
Hello and welcome back to Reload Recharge Review on the B3 Radio Network. I'm your host, Buntar McGarver-Horn, my co-host, Mike Vita. You can call us and leave a message at 626-532-7154, and you can also subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, iTunes, and
blip.com.
Oh, yes. All right, well.
Oh, and don't forget the email.
Oh, yeah, and our email is at r3radio@live.com. Don't forget to leave us some, your response, anything, hate mail, anything's fine.
Well, the hate mail is directed towards you. Or if it's not directed towards you,
right,
you handle the hate mail.
Okay, well.
Right.
Okay. I have some news for you, though, that kind of pissed me off.
Are you pregnant?
Wow.
Because I'm sure that would piss you off.
Actually, it has something to do with next-gen consoles, dude.
All right.
Next generation consoles, which is, the new Xbox, which is... I think
the 720.
The 720, or I don't know. The 720 and the Xbox. And the PS4. That one's actually confirmed though.
Well, I guess they don't
PS4.
connect back systems or what?
80 to 90% of their games that are coming out for those systems are going to be download only.
Oh wow.
You cannot. They are pretty much taking out used games like CDs and whatnot. They're taking CDs out of the question. So if you're willing to buy a game, you're gonna have to buy it brand new at $60. And if it's a bad game, like if it comes out to be like a Duke Nukem,
oh god,
you cannot return it or sell it.
Wow.
Yeah, because you know how when you go to GameStop and you buy a game, and they give you you sell if you sell them a brand new game, you know how they give you $30 at least.
Yeah.
They're trying to stop that. Or their main target to stop is piracy. But the article I read, they specifically named GameStop and GameFly.
It's like having a kid. It's like once you have it, you're stuck with it. Ouch.
Yeah. But, yeah, and if the game turns out to be a turd, like, Duke Nukem, then you're kind of stuck with it.
Wow.
Yeah, and it is confirmed, though, that all newer games are going to come out with multiplayer passes. Yes.
Sucks.
So, yeah, you're gonna have to get. Yeah, it's gonna be multiplayer passes. If you don't have it.
So basically, the future of gaming is looking pretty bleak.
It is very bleak, except for Nintendo.
Of course. Damn it.
Out of all systems and companies, Nintendo is the only one that's staying what they are now.
Because no one gives a shit enough to pirate Nintendo games.
Well, no, it's because Nintendo's all about kids.
Well, exactly.
Yeah. Well, but yes, they're coming out with multiplayer passes, and if you don't have it, you're gonna have to spend an extra $10 or, $20 to get the points, which you use about 800, which is about $10.
Yeah.
Just to buy the pass to play online, like the game Warhammer Space Marines that came out. You have to have a multiplayer pass. If not, 800 points right there. Good thing is, though, there are a couple games that are still, free to play. It's just the entire game is multiplayer. The entire game, is multiplayer online. Like Operation Raccoon City. I got to try that out.
Or Resident Evil?
Mm-hmm. Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. The entire name. That's a pretty long name. But I got to try that out about, a couple days ago. It could use a little work, but considering the fact that the company that made the game is their first attempt, they just got the permission from Capcom to make it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know, but it's not bad, but it could use a lot of work. Like the online multiplayer, like versus mode, it is very broken. Their melee, like literally the one specific class, the assassin class, the melee is pretty much an infinite loop. They can melee you 7 times in a row without you responding.
Wow.
Yes.
And this is PvP?
And this is PvP.
Yikes.
Yes. But after they melee you a couple times, they literally have all you have to do is push A or B or something like that, and they instantly kill you. Like you know how they do the execution in Gears of War?
Yeah.
Pretty much they do the execution in Resident Evil.
Oh, jeez.
But I have to admit though, the P versus P system itself, it's not bad. Because as you're fighting, you know, player versus player, they also have random zombies in there that that hinder you from killing the other player.
Kind of toss in an extra challenge.
Oh yeah.
So it's like someone could be trying to fend off some zombies, fighting for their life, and
then you could jump in from the side and
someone's
start
gonna
shooting
pick
at
you
them.
off. Yeah.
Exactly.
Vultures.
What makes even better is that there's it's called bleed out. You know how when you get damage to a certain amount, you literally start gushing out blood.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to that point in Resident Evil, in Raccoon City, the zombies go into a frenzy and start chasing after you.
Ooh, fun stuff.
From all around the map, they start chasing after you. Like even if they're on the furthest corner of the map, they'll start running towards you. Which I have to admit, it is pretty fun if you're not the one in the situation.
Yeah, as long as that person isn't you.
And then it's fun. Another game I got to try out, or that I didn't get to try out, my brother got to try out. My brother Daniel, he got to try out War of the North. You know, the Lord of the Rings, the War of the North.
Oh God.
It's not bad, but they kind of went with the Mass Effect 3 style of play,
I can't
story
stand
mode.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but they went to the Mass Effect 3 style of single player. Yeah, it wasn't that bad, but
Well, it's Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings. What do you expect?
yeah. Well, I can't say nothing. I'm okay with the series,
Mm.
but I'm not really, in love with it, like some people are.
You don't throw up if someone talks shit about it.
Let's not get into that. Okay, let's. Another one I was trying to get back into was I have literally gone blank on this game. Modern Warfare 3. I have gone blank in it. I have stopped playing for about 3 weeks now. Well, for about a month actually.
So you mean you don't remember how to play, or?
No, it's just that when I play, I'm really rusty, or everybody there is noobs. Okay, well let's stay off of that. Any gaming news with you? Like anything that you wanted to talk about right now?
I honestly couldn't say. I mean, I've been isolated from games in the internet for the only game I've been playing is let's see, either Plants vs Zombies for the PC or Spore.
Plants vs Zombies. That's always a good original right there.
Yeah, I mean it's a good time killer.
It is.
I mean, it's got its own.
It's got its up and downs.
It's got its own strategy in there. I mean, after beating the story mode a couple times, after a while it starts to get stale.
Yeah.
And then you got the mini games, but the mini games after you beat all those,
It gets stale.
yeah.
But what about Spores?
Spore?
I know we talked a little bit about it earlier in
We
couple episodes,
referenced it. We
Yeah.
made a reference to it.
but we never actually talked about it.
Spore it's a very in-depth game if you're into the whole customization, which I mean personally I'm a sucker for customization in games.
Oh no, I can't say nothing either. I
Uh,
like customizing.
You basically, I mean, there isn't a single aspect that you don't get to actually tweak or mess with. I mean, you can first off there's 4 different stages. There's the cell stage, creature stage, tribal. Oh no, there's 5. Cell, creature, tribal, civilization, and space stage.
Space.
Yeah. Anyway, well, we'll get back to that after our break.
Well, okay. Well, it's about that time to take a break. So when we get back to it, what are you starting off with? You're gonna start off with the cell stage, right?
Yeah, I'll start off with the cell stage.
And I heard that one actually really affects how you play it later on in the game. So
Every choice has a consequence.
as in, like they say in Mass Effect 3.
It has rippling effects.
Yes. All right. Well, we'll get back to it. This is Reload Recharge Review on the B3 Radio Network. I'm your host, Buntar Horn, via Mike Vite. Welcome back to Reload and Charge Review on the B3 Radio Network. Okay, before we left on the break, we were talking about the cell stage in Spores, right?
Spore.
Oh, Spore. Okay, no
Single.
S's at the end.
There's no S at the end,
Okay.
unless you put one in there.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, I have to admit, I've never actually heard of that game.
I actually started playing it when there was like literally nothing to do when I was in West Virginia for a few months. And, at first I thought, why the fuck am I playing this game? But I figured, it grew on me because it was either, I played that or I sit around doing absolutely nothing.
But like you said, though, the cell stage. So what's the cell stage about?
Okay, cell stage, all right. The whole concept of the game is, when it starts off, it's the whole creation of life and all this other shit. Well,
The Big Bang.
yeah, pretty much. Anyway, it starts off, there's this giant meteor. It strikes into, like, whatever planet you're starting off on.
The Big Bang.
Yeah, right? Meteor lands in the water of, like, literally, damn, what's the word? It's a pre-life planet. It's all it's left. All there is, water.
Vegetation? Oh, no, it's just water.
Water, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, the meteor breaks apart, and out of whatever the hell these little crystals are in the meteor,
Bacteria and whatnot.
yeah, it's a bacteria stage. Anyway, you basically for the first stage of the game, you're just basically swimming around in the water and eating food and trying not to get eaten yourself by other cells. And every so often you'll come across parts that you can collect and and occasionally enter the creature creator and add any parts that you've picked up, and put them on however you see fit, and it makes you it increases your survivability. Like let's say if you get horns or something like that, it'll allow you to charge into things. So you can get poison nodules. Basically, there'll be these little sacks on the side, and they'll spit out poison.
Oh.
And then a really fun thing, which is actually one of the last things you get in the cell stage, is these little, I don't know, they're like these little, I guess, orbs or something like that. They attach on the side of your body, and they exude electricity.
Huh.
So it shields you, and at the same time, anything that comes close to you gets shocked.
Nice.
Well, anyway, depending on depending on what your diet is consisted of during the cell stage, whether it's you're eating plant cells, or if you're going to be eating other cells, other living cells that are swimming around, if you eat the meat from that, then you'll either go towards herbivore or carnivore, or if you eat a certain amount of both of them, you'll go down the omnivore stage. They do have consequences that lead into the next stage, which would be the creature stage. If you went herbivore, then, which I've never done, I'm not, I've never been big on salad myself, so why the hell would I make my creature that way? If you go herbivore, the only parts available to you for the creature stage are herbivore-friendly parts. So it's you'll have different. You'll have all the different physical parts, but the mouths that are available are only
pretty much like the T style, right?
Yeah, you'll only be able to get stuff that herbivores would use.
So pretty much maulers.
Yeah,
pretty much the flat part, right?
Yeah, pig snouts and all this other crap.
Yeah, I got that. So
omnivores, the majority of those were beaks or stuff.
Like birds?
Yeah.
Huh. I figured I'd peg them for carnivores.
Actually, no. The carnivores are more either.
Oh no, but then again, I pegged them more of a scavenger.
Yeah, they pick off both. Anyway, the carnivore mouths are more like sharks, crocodiles, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so pretty much meat eaters, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, carnivores. Hello.
Anyway,
but okay, yeah, like you were saying, though, it affects them in a big way.
Yeah, and at the same time, you get bonuses that carry over from the previous for completing the previous stage. So if let's say you complete, because you can actually start off the game either by starting off in the cell stage, or you can just skip that and just start in the beast stage.
Really?
Yeah, but if you complete the cell stage, depending on whatever diet you got, you'll actually get an ability in the creature stage that for completing the cell stage. Like okay, if you go, I don't know what the hell the one in for the herbivores are, but I know for the omnivores, if you evolved it from the cell stage and made it into a creature, you get an ability to instantly summon like a bunch of like random creatures to you to either help you befriend other creatures or attack other creatures.
Huh.
So basically you summon
pretty much commanding.
You summon your own little mini mob for the omnivore.
Oh wow. What about the carnivore?
Carnivore, which is what I've been most of the time, they get a roar that basically scares everybody off. So basically, if you're attacking a large group, use it, and everyone, and if you're like outnumbered, like literally they'll all start booking, and the last one, the only one that's gonna stick around is the one that's attacking, or the one that you're attacking. So it helps thin out the ranks. It makes combat a hell of a lot easier.
Pretty much scares the sissies away.
Yeah, and then you can go off and pick them off one at a time because they all scatter in every which direction.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and then during the creature stage, every so often you'll hit a checkpoint, by either extincting
certain creatures,
a certain amount of species, or befriending them, and you'll hit evolutionary points, and every so often it'll show, okay, hey, your brain grew like this much because of your actions and all this other stuff, and you'll be able to get other creatures. And you'll be able to form a pack. So you can, if for those who are aren't too focused on the whole befriending other creatures, you can actually get someone from your own race.
Nice.
So you can get another one of your own creatures. Just head back to your home nest and everything. And it's like, all right, so you got 2 of your creatures, and then the max party is including yourself up to 4. So.
Oh, so you can only have 3 other people with you.
Yeah, I mean, still, it pays off.
Quick question though. For this game though, it's only single player, right? The only time it's online is where you go to other people's creation and copy and whatnot.
Yes, and yeah.
So pretty much right.
Yeah, it's a one-player game, but as you mentioned though,
but it's a community game.
It is a community game.
It's a community single player game.
Your creatures, all your creations, they get shared over the.
Everything?
Yeah, everything.
Everything gets shared.
Everything gets shared. I mean, you can choose you can choose whether to share or not.
Okay.
But the default option is it automatically gets linked to the servers.
That's kind of, I don't know.
Well, like I said, you can shut it off at any time. Okay. So it's like, no, I want this stuff to stay mine. But the point is, if your stuff gets shared, it is stamped because you have to create an account in order to play the game. It is stamped like, okay, this person made it and it's copyrighted by this person automatically. So basically it's automatically licensed.
Wow.
So, someone can be like, oh, okay, well, hey, I created this. It's like, no, you didn't. That's your account. And it says created by. That's not you.
It ends up being a whole entire tree of who copied what.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Well, that seems a little more.
Yeah, it's I don't think they do it in such a manner where it's like, okay, everyone's gonna plagiarize off everybody else.
But it's a community shared single player game, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it actually helps out a lot though because once you get to the later stages, like let's say Civilization or the space stage, which is actually the final stage, you can actually visit other people's games.
In the space stage, you can visit anybody.
Pretty much. Well, if you're linked to the internet, yeah.
So yeah, but oh wow, that's a lot of plans actually.
Yeah.
Even if they're undeveloped or anything like that.
Yeah. The only difference is you can't. If you're visiting someone else's game, you can. Let's say they're in the tribal stage or the creature stage, and you see them developing and everything. You can't attack and destroy them or anything, because
you can't cut them down in their prime.
No, you can't. In the twilight of not the twilight in the morning of their lives. So
well, it sounds like a pretty interesting game. So, would you recommend it?
I would recommend it.
All right. Well, this that ends this episode for Reload Recharge Review.
We'll be back in a few minutes with
another
episode.
No. We got actually, it's a very special episode coming up.
Ooh.
You gotta look forward to it.
It's the adult only.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
All right, well, this has been Reload Recharge View on the B3 Radio Network, Southern California's radio talk show. You can call us, leave a message at 626-532-7154. Or you can leave us your input on r3radio@live.com. Don't forget you can also subscribe to us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, iTunes, and you don't want to say it this time?
Blip.com.
And Blip. Well, actually, it's blip.tv.
Oh, you know what? If you want to be like that, we're going to have a tussle after this.
Okay, all right. Well, this has been Reload Recharge View, as you've all known. So,
thanks for tuning in.